Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Weedcap. I'm your host, Caleb. With me, as always, is my glowing fiancé, Lauren. Lauren.
Hi.
Say hello to the folks at home.
Hello.
It's a little bit of a different episode here, guys. This is a wake and bake edition of the Weedcap because it's pretty early in the morning. We have gotten very high.
We've been up for a while, but,
yeah.
you know.
Well, it's a 2-hour movie, so...
Yeah.
We've been up. We got nice and stoned. I had some blue cheese for breakfast. I believe Lauren had some garlic wizard.
Oh, yeah.
Garlic wizard that tastes like a tire fire.
But it certainly will get you there. It's going to get you wherever you're trying to go.
The batch of blue cheese that I got from Curio, it's a Curio exclusive, nice, dense, frosty nugs. I vaped it. And it had me feeling very warm and euphoric this morning.
Which was the perfect feeling for the type of movie that we get.
The tip of movie?
The tip of movie.
It is the tip. So before we talk about the movie, guys, just a quick little show update. Thank you guys for listening, as always. There's going to be something new. We'll introduce you to him next week.
Okay.
We do have a new producer on the show. You might think that I've been doing everything.
No.
But it's actually a gentleman named Edgar.
Mm-hmm.
He is a crow. He is a crow that I've
is a domesticated crow.
I've come to control one particular crow in our neighborhood. I've named him Edgar Allan Crow, and he visits us, and he can't speak. We're still working on communication.
He does a lot of writing back and forth.
He passes me notes during the shows, and
basically chicken scratch, but Caleb's able to read it because he also writes like chicken scratch.
Yes, a lot of what he says is vulgar. He's a veteran. We'll get into Edgar's history next week because this
wasn't here for this movie.
No, this was a private.
This was private.
This was private. This was private for us. It's our anniversary,
yes.
So it's a private viewing this morning, ladies and gentlemen. The movie this week is something that I had never seen. I've
never seen it before, no.
Lauren had never seen it. Lauren, why don't you do the reveal?
Okay, so the movie this week was 50 Shades of Grey.
50 Shades of Grey.
Based off of the book, 50 Shades of Grey.
Off of the smut novel, 50 Shades of Grey. The movie came out on February 13th, 2015.
2015, and no one had an iPhone in that movie.
Yeah, it was weird. It was a strange...
They had Macs, but no iPhones.
They had no... Yeah, it was weird. They had flip
weird.
phones. It came out on a Friday. That was 9 years, 7 months, and 2 days ago.
Oh my god, it was actually like right before we...
Yeah, started dating.
Started dating, that's nice.
Yep. It was not a leap year. The number one song at the time... What do you think the number one song at the time was?
In 2015?
Yeah.
Oh my god, the soundtrack to this movie was absolutely insane, so I have no clue.
Let me hit you with a...
Probably some sort of, like, club music.
Let me hit you with a little,
dance.
like, a beat.
Okay, go.
Dun, 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 Uptown Funk. By Bruno Mars.
That makes so much sense.
Yeah. And, you know, this was a big day for women everywhere.
Yeah.
When this movie came out.
Yeah.
Because it was also the day that Drake released If You're Reading This, It's Too Late.
Oh, my God. I can't even believe the two. That's why I didn't see this movie. I was on Drake.
Oh, okay. You were on him.
No, not physically. No,
okay.
Of course not. Do you think I could pull Drake?
I'd like to believe you could.
That's very sweet of you, baby, but I don't think I could.
That's fine. Well, a lot of women probably made a weekend out of this.
Oh, I guarantee women were calling each other, and they're going to see it together, and then they were going back home, and who knows what was happening.
This was a cultural phenomenon. Here's something that I don't understand, though, is that I would never call... Like, I remember being on the news, like, oh, friend groups of women are going to see this movie.
Yeah, people were like, oh my God, it's so hot.
If there was a movie that I thought was very hot, which is not this fucking piece of shit, I would not call my three of my best friends. I wouldn't call Zach, Alan, Parker and be like, do you guys want to go to the movie theater and sit beside each other while we watch this thing that's supposed to give us boners?
That's basically porn.
Yeah, it was hard...
soft.
I mean, it was softcore.
A lot of titties, a lot of bush. Only a little bit of penis, honestly.
Just the root, the base of it.
A little bit more, but...
Yeah, well, I mean,
not the full package.
Well, there was no pussy.
No, but you saw her bush.
What does that do for anybody?
I guess nothing, unless you're into bushes.
I mean, I don't hate a bush, but I'm just saying, like, that's not, no one's looking at that and being like, that's not the same as the base of a penis. You saw his root. You saw the fucking, the trunk that he was rocking.
Yeah, you did. You saw his trunk.
Yeah, so it's not the same.
Anyway.
The movie was a cultural phenomenon, and I believe
people flocked to see. I would love to know what this movie grossed.
Supermarkets at the time were selling out of cucumbers.
Shut up.
Because women were buying cucumbers and taking them into the movie theaters with them and doing God knows what. Yes.
You're lying.
No, I
Where's
looked that
an
up.
article? Send it in the next email. I demand.
Okay, I will show you. They were buying. So the budget was $40 million.
Oh, good.
It made $85 million.
Doubled the budget.
The opening weekend.
Oh my god.
The opening weekend. It made $166,167,230.
Shit.
Yeah. How'd you like to be like the 2 tickets that were that last?
It's kind of crazy though, because the budget doesn't have to be that big for this type of movie. All you need is like, I mean, they did have a helicopter.
Yeah.
And some sort of gliding.
$1,166,167,000.
That's so much money.
$230. I just picture like the last.
No wonder they made a second one.
Would you stop stepping on what I'm trying to say for fuck's sake before I put you over my knee and paddle you? Not even sexually.
Oh my god.
I kind of get where he's coming from now. We were watching this movie and I was like, this guy's a fucking deviant. And now I'm like, yeah, it would be nice to just haul off and paddle you sometimes.
But he's getting sexual pleasure out of it.
I would get none. I would be like, you stop talking over my joke. I'm not even doing it anymore because I attempted it like 2 times. And each time you waited to the same exact point and then cut it off. If you're not coughing into the microphone, you're interrupting. And that was one of his rules, is to not interrupt. So I would like to implement his list. So basically, well, here you go. I've lost my train of thought. Roll your eyes. That was another one in the movie he didn't like. So there's a guy named Christian Grey. He is a billionaire, real Bruce Wayne type of fella. And Lauren's no longer speaking to me because she's going to be like, well, I don't want to talk over you.
Exactly. I'm waiting for you to be done your fucking thought because God knows when you're going to be done it.
Oh my God. On our anniversary.
You just keep going.
Well, go ahead.
What do you want me to say?
Talk about Christian Grey and the basic plot to the movie so we can move on.
You're reading it off of a computer screen.
No, I'm not.
Yes,
This is all from memory.
Oh, honey, no, I don't think it is.
Okay. Well,
go on. Then.
Okay, I'll look you dead in the eyes. Okay. Christian Grey is a billionaire. Mm-hmm. He does some sort of trade work. Okay. Like he owns a business that's publicly traded, but he also runs African charities to find out, but not out of the kindness of his heart because you find out. So anyways,
what do you find? What do you find out?
Let me continue. I'm going to look you in the eyes and not look at that. First of all, trivia is pulled up on this computer screen. Yeah, so there you go again, thinking that you know.
And then you got the plot up there, though.
No, a couple tabs over.
Yeah.
Look, my hands are behind my back. I'll go get a tie. Go get a tie. I will fucking tie my hands.
Get a tie and restrain you.
Okay, so there's a student.
Ready.
There's a student with really bad bangs.
Oh
she
my
looks
God,
like
the worst. Her bangs are fucked.
Yes, her bangs are fucked. She looks like every barista ever.
Yes.
Especially in like the mid 2010s, you know, when
like a hipster barista.
Yeah, and she is studying English literature. She's a romantic. She's very into romance. Mm-hmm. Her roommate is studying. Her roommate is studying journalism and has the flu.
Yeah.
Now,
this is pre-COVID.
She sends Anna.
Yeah, her name's Anna. Barista
hipster. The roommate sends Anna to go interview him, and she just has the worst fucking. She's terrible at it.
She's not very good, but you can tell that's not her job. Yeah, and he can tell too.
Yes, she looks very weak. She's like, she does, because she's like She's intimidated. She's stumbling over her words. She asks him if he's gay, and he's like, "Oh, I'm not gay." And then you're like, "Oh, this guy, he pipes. He lays pipe." And then, hold on, I'm not looking at the screen. I'm just very high. So,
Basically, this guy is going to give the commencement speech at her graduation.
Yes, he's going to.
That's why she's there interviewing him.
Yes, he's going to give the.
He left that part out.
Okay, well, excuse me. So she is.
We never know what college she's going to, do we?
What college?
Yeah.
No,
it's discussed.
I mean,
she's in college.
She's going to college for English literature, so I'm assuming it's a liberal arts school.
In Seattle? Or no.
Yeah.
No.
They're in the Pacific Northwest. It's raining and cloudy.
They do move to Seattle eventually.
Yeah. So, before you stepped on what I was saying again. Portland, yes, Portland. He spots her weakness.
Which is biting her lip?
No, just in general. Just a
biting her fucking lip.
He probably saw the bangs and was like, oh, she hates men. But she craves men. So I'm just gonna run a gamut on this bitch. I am going to do whatever I want. So he teases her. Then there's a brief
he sends her some books or something.
Yeah, there's a brief period
where he's
courting her, but then he shows up at her job to buy all of the things like cable tie and rope and stuff, and she's like, "You're a serial killer," and he's like, "Well, not exactly." But then they end up banging.
No, but she's a virgin. He takes her virginity.
Yeah, very passionately.
Because he really wants to do the dirty, but in like his way, which we find out is like very BDSM.
Yes.
And she's like, well, I've literally never done anything before. And he's like, why? She's like,
and that's for some reason attractive to him.
Oh my God, he loves that.
He's like, where have you been? And he has
takes her.
Yeah, okay.
Sorry, there's something in my eye.
He takes her and he passionately makes her his.
Well, and it wasn't like rough the first time.
No, because what she says to him is, "Will you make love to me?" And he goes,
"I don't make
Anna,
love.
I don't make love. I fuck. I fuck hard." Which is like good for him, you know.
He knows where he stands.
The confidence is nice, you know. I mean, the man looks like he was chiseled out of marble. You know, he doesn't look. Guys like him look like they fuck. You look at me and you're like Jersey Mike's. Probably more than fucking, you know, and what Jersey Mike's great. I'm cool with Jersey Mike, but I'm saying he's built for performance.
Don't yell at me.
Oh, he's built for performance. Well, I don't know why every time. Okay, this is my beef with this real quick before.
Oh my God, here we go. He's gonna talk about my cough. I had to cough. Do you want me to hold it in and choke?
No, this is what I'm going.
Choke. I turned away.
This is what I'm going to say.
Coughed into my arm.
This is what I'm going to say is that. You hit that cart maybe 100 times throughout the day. The only time you cough is on the podcast because right before the podcast, you have this little anxiety of like, oh, I'm not going to be able to hit this for 30 minutes, so I better get my money's worth on this last hit. And then you blow out this cloud that is ridiculous, and then you're clearly uncomfortable. It burns your throat, and then you're like fighting coughing. If you just took a couple of regular hits, you'd be fine. But you're like, oh my God, I'm not going to be able to ingest any more THC for like...
I literally hit the card on the podcast all the time.
30 to 40 minutes.
I hit the card all the time.
Well, everybody hears it. Everybody hears it because it sounds like a slide whistle.
Shut up.
Okay?
Shut up about your fucking... Just shut up.
Well, whatever. So, you know...
So, anyway...
Yeah, so... There's a lot of... This whole episode's a coitus corner because he's very sensual with her at first, and then it turns out that like he wants her to sign an NDA, but in that NDA is like specifics for...
No, first is an NDA. The second is a contract, sir.
Okay, yes. She
signs
the
NDA before they even fuck.
For him to take it. Take the card and swipe it.
He just doesn't want her talking about anything to anybody.
Right.
Which she said she wouldn't anyway.
Yeah, she was like, oh, I'm down.
And to be fair, she didn't throughout the whole movie.
No, she really
did not.
Yeah.
She only had like one friend, though.
Yeah.
So she going to talk to her about.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, go ahead. Continue the plot synopsis while I take a sip of coffee. Go ahead.
What are we on? What were you talking about just now?
I was talking about how he has this contract of specifics, and she's reviewing it, and she's like,
"Excuse me, there's something in my eyeball, so I am
get it
paying
together.
Attention. Don't tell me to get it together.
Get it together.
There's something in my eye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe it's regret.
Regret of what?
Regret from taking that big hit. Got you crying. You had
to. There's something in it, like a foreign object.
Mm-hmm.
I can feel it.
Okay, well,
Do you
need to take a moment?
No, I don't need a fucking moment.
So anyway, first of all, there's going to be some changes in this house after I watch this movie. Yeah.
Yeah, there will be.
Yes,
yeah.
You're going to obey me.
Bitch.
You're going to obey me, and I'm also going to implement these rules.
He's going to implement the rules, guys. With Hero rules.
Dude, I just want to whip. That's how you know you've been together for too long. You're watching him whip her, and you're like getting no sexual gratification, but you're like, that there goes that guy living my dream.
You want to whip me, but no sexual?
No, I'm kidding. So,
Rich, we can physically fight if you'd like. It's fine.
I don't want to physically fight you.
Why would you whip me?
No, I don't want to whip you. I want to. He's whipping a woman. You're like, oh,
sexually.
She probably.
It's a whole sexual fantasy for people. The BDSM community.
He probably said that he was going to take the trash out, and then the next morning it slipped his mind because he's got a lot going on. He's having a busy day at work,
right?
And he's leaving, and his hands are full. And she comes home. And she, instead of just being like, hey, can you take the trash out and reminding, she probably was like, I see you didn't take the trash out today. And then he started whipping her.
I don't think
that sounds like what happened to me.
Yeah. Well, we watched what actually happened, so.
Yeah, also, I didn't like that he opened the condoms with his teeth. I like the bag of chip method. I find the bag of chip method to be chipping. I like it. I don't like the way he fucking ripped it off. It was gross.
It's supposed to be sexy.
Oh, well, I hated it. I don't think about the fucking plant where they make condoms. There's metal shavings and shit, or I don't know. They'd smell disgusting. So he's got that in his mouth now. And
You're
also
worried about the wrapper?
The other thing that he's doing is putting ice in his mouth and dragging it across her erogenous zones, which I believe were her nipples and her navel. He's got these... Yes, her navel. Yes. he rests the ice there. It's a very uncomfortable movie. First of all, okay, at its core, it's a fucking Lifetime movie because she wants love, and he's like, I can't.
And he just wants
I have this desire.
It's literally how it ends.
Yes.
They can't come to an agreement.
So they can't because they have this big business meeting where they're going over the contract specifics, and she's like, anal fisting? She literally says, anal fisting?
It says that in the contract.
Yeah. She goes, I won't be anal fisting. And he was like, well, we can get rid of that. And then she's like, vaginal fisting too. And he's like, well, hold on a second. There's no negotiation here. So this movie is meant to make you, this guy's this playboy and stuff. Mm-hmm. He's out there fisting people. And she's in love with him. And she asked how many people have been here before. 15. So maybe he's fisted.
We also don't know how old is he?
He has fisted a Chevy Tahoe full of people. 15, all the seats down. One person that's how many people he's fisted.
Well, we don't know how many women have agreed to that.
Well, no, because he said this is the first time I'm willing to negotiate.
Also, the man started getting molested when he was 15, so.
Yeah.
Come to find out.
Yeah, I have a hard
groomed.
time.
I'll say groomed.
Yes, groomed.
Maybe not molested.
Yeah.
I think it was consensual, but I do think that he was groomed.
By an older woman.
They really don't go into that much.
No, they don't.
He's got cigarette burns on his chest or some shit. I don't know. He doesn't like to be touched.
He has a bad childhood, which, by the way, welcome to the club. And you don't see me out there having a fucking playground room. It's weird. So, yeah, he's like, oh, my playroom, and it's a series of hooks and things that look like sandals but don't belong on feet. It's a fucking horrible movie. But the whole thing is at its core, if you take all the sex out of it, it's just that old fucking trope of oh, he's a bad boy.
He doesn't want a relationship.
He doesn't want a relationship. He just wants sex.
But
and
the
then
end is they don't
end up together, which is great.
But that they have made a sequel to this. So.
Well, we'll have to do a follow-up episode.
That they find their way back.
I don't understand why this movie was such a cultural phenomenon. I mean, the guy doesn't even have the alphabet tattooed down one of his legs.
This was before that.
This was not before Owen Gray. Oh my God, Owen Gray's the name of the porn star that all the women love, who has the alphabet tattooed down one of his legs. His last name is Gray too. Do you think it runs in their family?
Well, Gray's a character, but perhaps the woman who wrote the book
was inspired by him.
Was he around in 2015 or whatever the fuck this?
My favorite part about this movie is that the MPAA rated it R for strong sexual content, obviously.
No shit.
Including dialogue. But then, this is my favorite part, some unusual behavior. Yeah. Big time.
I mean...
And then the craziest thing is that, so when you go into the rating section of IMDb, it tells you, like, hey, there's sex and nudity, violence and gore. And you can click on the different things that contributed to its rating for, like, the reason why, like, the notes. And for sex and nudity, it's severe. And it says, a man undresses a woman, throws her into a bed. He cuffs her hands and puts her arms above her head. Bare breasts and armpits are clearly seen through this entire scene.
Not the armpits.
He begins to kiss her body as she moans in pleasure, but they're interrupted. And this is what's funny to me, is that out of 100... What?
What are they interrupted by?
His mother shows up. And he's got her, like, tied up. Out of 1,013 people, only 775 found that to be worthy of the rating. Which is, Wait,
you can vote on that?
Yeah. Oh my god, this is awesome. This is so fucking good. All genitalia, male and female, not visible due to careful camera angles. Basically, male and female upper body and rear nudity only. You do see both of their asses, and let me tell you, you could bounce a quarter off his. Yeah, he's got a butt that just won't quit. Just one of those pile-driving asses. And there is, however, a brief flash of what appears to be a female full frontal, but she is wearing a patch, and the actress is never fully nude. So she was wearing a merca?
What the fuck is a patch?
It's like a pubic wig.
What?
Yeah, pubic wig.
What are you saying? What is that?
I believe it's called a merca. I'll look it up in 1 second. There is also a brief flash of male pubic hair in the base of a penile shaft. Yes. Are you looking up merca?
Yeah, like is it MERCA?
I don't know, to be honest. You have to take a look. Is it merca?
No, I typed that and it goes, did you mean MRSA?
No. Oh. Hold on. I'll just do a pubic wig, which is a merkin.
Merkin. Can you spell it?
MERKIN. And
oh my god.
Yep. According to the publication, the reason they originated is because women would shave their pubic hair for personal hygiene and to combat pubic lice. Yes.
Why do people wear merkins?
Well, they would wear them because they didn't want to get lice.
No. Or they were rich enough to maintain their pubic hair.
Yes. Sometimes in filmmaking, merkins can be worn by actresses to avoid an inadvertent exposure of genitalia during the nude or semi-nude scenes. And then it gives you a list of films that merkins have been used in, which, who is the guy editing this Wikipedia? Who's the guy keeping these notes at home? But strangely enough, no 50 Shades of Grey listed as a merkin movie.
This is wow, dude. They've been using merkins since the 1450s.
You know what's great is that I don't have to pick a fucking movie for the next 6 weeks. Because I'm just going to use this merkin list off of the Wikipedia. These are going to be the next 6 movies. I hope you are.
There's the merkin.
I hope you're looking forward to the film, The Greasy Strangler. The Greasy Strangler. So, anyways, there's some bush in this movie.
That's crazy.
Yes, there's some serious bush in this movie to begin with. But the whole thing at the end, she's like, I want to show me. She's like, why can't we be together? And he's like, you don't understand how badly I need things. And she goes, show me how bad it can get. Now, keep in mind, previously, he had talked about fisting her ass.
Yeah.
And her vagina. He had talked about fisting this woman. And she goes, show me how bad it can get. He takes her into a table, bends her over, and whips her 6 times.
She has to count.
Yes, he goes, count. And he whips her 6 times. The whole time he's coming in his pants. He like whips and he's like, oh. It's fucking weird. Then after
that was her last straw.
After the 6 times, that's supposedly as bad as it can get. So in his mind, in her mind, the fisting is worse or not as bad. Pardon me, I misspoke. Haven't spoken about fisting.
Drop the fisting.
I mean, that was the craziest part of the movie. First of all, I don't understand the appeal of fisting somebody. Second of all, the fact that she said, "Show me as bad as it can get," and he takes her in and whips her 6 times. He had earlier in the movie been smacking her vagina with a riding crop. Don't you think that would be worse than getting your ass spanked 6 times?
No, because he was hitting her harder that time. He wasn't hitting her that hard with the riding crop.
Yeah, but it was on her ass. That's not like a sensitive compared to her vagina.
It was bare ass, and he was hitting her with a fucking belt.
Okay, well...
Have you ever been hit bare ass with a belt? Would you like me to try it?
No.
So that you can know?
No, please don't do that. I'll come. No. Cinematographer Seamus McGarvey, who, by the way, doesn't even sound like a real person. Seamus McGarvey.
Well, he's obviously
sounds
Irish.
like a fucking crime-fighting dog. A crime-fighting dog. What if... Oh, my God, I'm fucked up. That's the edible I ate a little bit ago kicking in, kind of coursing through these veins. A little Sunday morning edible. Seamus McGarvey revealed that he and his team digitally added in shots of visible pubic hair that is not real. Dakota Johnson and Jamie Dornan both wore sheer modesty patches, often used in sex scenes. So let me get this straight, okay? Is that somebody on this film, like a production assistant, had to digitally add bush to this woman's character,
or his.
Yeah, I don't think that
He didn't have a lot of bush.
Jamie Dornan, so the guy who played Christian Grey, revealed that he visited a private sex dungeon for research on his Christian Grey character. I mean, it's just... I don't...
That's something.
Yeah, this whole thing is like... I don't know.
Has he been in any other movies since this? Because, like, I feel like it's hard to book a role after you are...
I'm sure this movie is banned in Kenya due to prolonged and explicit sexual scenes, as it should be. Anyone who distributes or shows this movie is liable to prosecution. 14 people disliked that comment. Sex scenes constitute 14 minutes and 17 seconds of runtime.
Wow.
The whole fucking movie is just he played a serial killer in a movie called The Fall. I've actually never seen that. Yeah. Each cast member learned their lines in 5 days. I mean...
Well, there wasn't... the dialogue, it's not very impressive. This is mostly sex.
During an interview to promote the film, Dakota Johnson was asked if she'll continue to do nude scenes when she gets older and her body isn't as shapely.
Ew.
She said, and I quote, "Will I stop doing nude scenes when my boobs start sagging? I don't know." First of all, those boobs are never going to sag. They're very small.
I think everybody's boobs sag with age. They just turn into, like, sad sacks.
Maybe I have bigger tits than Dakota Johnson. Maybe I have more of a European mindset about these things. I don't want to see someone wear a bra and underwear in a sex scene. Let's be honest about it. People are naked when they fuck. Which is interesting to say because she's wearing underwear in almost every sex scene in this movie.
He takes it off.
Yeah, That's
part of the whole thing.
Yeah. This movie was... Dakota Johnson received minor whiplash when Jamie Dornan threw her on a bed during a scene. I could pick that out of the movie. It's the one where he, like, fucking... She went to kiss him and he fucking wung her on that bed.
Yeah, she got whiplash.
She looked like it fucked her up. That was awesome. Yeah, I don't know. Do I feel like... I did not become aroused watching this movie. I can say that genuinely and honestly.
Neither did I. I honestly don't feel like I ever had to watch this movie. That's probably why I never did.
Yeah, I don't get the hype around it. And the scary part is that there's probably a bunch of guys who watched this and used it as like a...
Ew.
Like a... You know what I mean?
Like trying to up their game or whatever?
Yeah, they're like, we're watching this. And then the next thing you know, they're just... coming in their pants and beating a woman with a fucking rope. Sex toy and BDSM related injuries spiked after this novel was published, so I was right.
That's the novel.
Oh, yeah, I guess you're right.
I don't know anything about the book.
Me either, except whoever wrote it's going to hell.
Why?
Because it's a dirty, dirty book.
Oh my god.
If the movie was this bad, the book, I mean...
Gotta be worse.
Think about how bad the Yeah, I mean, actually, as a matter of fact, you know what?
What?
I know that the book works because I follow a guy on Instagram who will drive around listening to the audiobook and pull up beside people at, like,
Oh my
red
god,
lights.
yes, and like see their reactions.
Yeah,
I've
and
seen
like
that.
some of the things have like said nasty, dirty things about holes and just bad
Orifices.
stuff. Orifices and clitorises. Clitorises. Yeah, I don't know. This movie, you know, it was not. I don't understand who it's for.
The women, I guess.
Right, but
like
it's
the old ladies
yeah, probably like women who
are stuck in marriages where they don't have sex and like their husband hates them and shit.
I guess because to me this movie is like it shows like what's like from my perspective it's like, oh, this is a classic fuckboy, like who women claim to hate. Like he won't commit to her.
Right. Yeah.
He doesn't want to sleep in the same bed as her. Like that's one of his rules. He doesn't want to hold hands.
Own room there.
Yeah, he's just trying to use her and like I don't
abuse her.
Abuse her. A microphone abuse. Oh, that's a Limp Bizkit lyric. I don't know. I would not watch this movie again.
Me either. I wouldn't probably watch the second one either, but
no, unless I was on like a desert island and my imagination was gone. like you know, if I had crashed on a plane and I had the 50 Shades of Grey book, and during that plane crash I retained the ability to read but not the ability to sexually fantasize, and I really needed to get one out.
You know what? Maybe people can't. Maybe there's some people who don't.
They don't have sexual imaginations.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that. I don't know. I'm just saying. I mean, it's possible. I don't know. I feel like the movie itself was. I mean, like it was visually pretty cool. Not the sex scene so much, but I mean, like
it was visually cool.
Yeah,
when he was beating her.
His penthouse was sick. Like the
helicopter.
Oh my god, he takes her in a very nice Swarovski, or however the fuck you say it. One of them's a crystal and one of them's a helicopter. There's two I don't remember.
Oh, I don't know. I thought they were the
takes
same.
her in a helicopter. Takes her in a glider too over the state of Georgia.
And spins her in an open. I would never do that.
It does a barrel roll. Yeah, I mean it's terrifying, but I think a glider, like I said during the movie, is actually pretty cool. That would probably be the only way I would get up in the sky. Because there's nothing to break on a glider. There's no mechanical failure.
Just your whole body.
Your whole body? No, you're gliding, sweetheart.
Yeah.
What
happens if you stop gliding?
You're never going to stop gliding until you hit the ground.
Yeah, so when you hit the ground...
No, you come in for a landing. Planes aren't meant to glide. That whole thing is for gliding. Planes can't... That's why planes hit the ground so hard and shit, is because they can't glide. They need the motors turning. That's why...
Here goes a little aviation knowledge for you. Go on.
No, because you're not interested in my aviation knowledge. As a matter of fact, every single time that I use my Flight Radar app or I play Microsoft Flight Simulator, you make fun of me.
I ask you to pull up that freaking app all the time.
Yeah, you did yesterday twice. You were like, hey, where's this coming from? Turns out it's coming out of Chicago. And the plane behind it, Chicago too. Pretty crazy. Oh, man, I used to love playing Microsoft Flight Simulator. Fucking... There's nothing more satisfying than waking up in the morning, having a strong black cup of coffee, getting absolutely blasted high, like really, really like sedated high, and then taking off out of BWI Airport on Microsoft Flight Simulator, like towards like, I don't know, Kansas City, somewhere, you know, in the middle of the country, and just flying it the whole way, and just what a great way to spend like 4 hours. God, I used to love doing that. Because you can be on your phone. Once the plane, you take off, and you get it to its cruising altitude, and then you can just chill. So I would do that sometimes also when I worked from home. I would boot up a flight before 8 o'clock, take off, and then I would wait to take my 15-minute break until it was time to land.
Wow.
And I would set that bird down gently.
I'm really sorry that I fucked that up for you.
Oh, no, don't worry about it. It's okay. It's all right. You don't need to feel bad. Except for making me watch this movie this morning, because Lauren did pick this movie, and I think she thought that it was going to spice our anniversary up. But
no, I didn't.
I unfortunately don't own a riding crop or any leather, so I did like his red leather bed. The red leather bed was pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's a great band name. Red Leather
Bed.
Bed. Yeah. I
Tongue
like that.
Twister. A little bit of a tongue twister.
Tongue Twister, another great name for a smut novel. The Tongue Twister. That's my signature move. The Tongue Twister, like a wrestler. Yeah.
What are the facts for this movie?
I already read them to you, so thanks for being a present partner.
Well, I thought you were gonna do 2 truths and a lie.
No, because anything I make up for this movie is gonna be way too vulgar.
Oh.
I mean, here's one thing though I will say is that she didn't go down on him once the entire movie.
He didn't like to be touched, dude. That was his whole thing. He wanted to be the one touching. He did not want to be touched. He got off by touching.
See, I guess I just don't understand the dynamic of the movie.
He literally didn't even want her to touch him non-sexually. Like, he just didn't want to be touched.
Right, but then he's like up in it.
Well, he wants to be touched that way, but that's on his terms. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess so. I don't
know.
Yeah, he was on a lot of business calls, and I just assumed that she'd be kind of blowing him while he was doing that kind of work, like those, business calls. Because I think that's what a lot of really successful...
I think that's why the women like this movie, because he didn't ask for anything in return. He was just giving the whole movie. I mean, other than beating her.
Yeah, he was giving...
He wasn't expecting anything.
Yeah, he was giving the ass whoopings.
Expecting anything except for...
complete
for her to just
control
be
of her
there.
body and holes.
Yeah, and I guess that's enticing to women. I don't know.
I just don't understand.
I can tell you don't understand. I don't know how to make you understand that.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's just not what you're into.
Yeah. I guess not. I don't know. It was just a weird movie. I didn't understand any of it. And, also, I said this to Lauren during the movie. There's no way this was sustainable for them long term, because every time that they want to fuck, it takes 2 hours. He's got to go down to the room where he carries this one skeleton key in his pocket, not on a keychain. And then he opens the room, and then there's a whole fucking play set. He's got to get the toys out. He's got to fucking hook her up to shit. Then he's got to hit her before he can fuck her.
The tie.
He just wants to beat her. Yeah, the tie. She liked the tie because the tie was playful. He brought out the tie. He blindfolded her with her shirt. He's going down on her, there's a lot of, it's like very playful. But then
he really beats her.
Then he takes her to the room and he's like, these are my anal gapers or whatever the fuck. Anal gapers. That's another great band name.
She didn't know what a butt plug was.
She did not know
what a butt plug was. She never found out.
Oh, I think she found out. There was a couple scenes where
she fucking left before he did anything else to her. After the whipping scene, they parted ways, and that's literally how the movie ends.
I guess you're right. I guess I saw her.
You just have an active imagination, huh?
No, I saw her wince when she sat down once, and I just assumed...
He told her in the beginning, if you were mine, you wouldn't be able to sit for a week.
Which is sexy, which is romantic, which is what you want to hear. That's what you...
No, if someone said that to me and then they made me sign an NDA, I would go the other way. I wouldn't fuck them. That's weird.
I think that Jim said that to Pam in The Office.
No.
If you were mine, when she was with Roy, the time where they got drunk... He went
and
he whispered into her ear, if you were mine, you wouldn't shit right for a week. That's what he said to her, yeah.
No.
Yep. So.
PSA, don't say that to women.
Any guys. Anyway.
Any guys.
Dude, I don't know. I feel like I'm having a stroke this morning or something. I can't talk right. Fucking weird. And this movie was very low energy. But what's not low energy? NFL football. So, got a big, exciting...
Happy Sunday.
...anniversary planned here.
Yay.
I'm just kidding. Well, if you want, I'll run down to Ace Hardware and make you an anniversary to remember some cable ties, genital clamp. He mentioned...
Well, we don't know what that is because she crossed it out.
That'd be to go into the Ace Hardware and ask the old lady who works there, you have any genital clamps? It's my anniversary. You all have to understand.
We just watched 50 Shades of
Grey. We just watched 50 Shades of Grey. You have cable ties, rope, and some sort of hook. No, the hook doesn't have to be a hook. It could be anything. Could be anything.
Okay.
We'll see you next week, guys.
Thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening. Sorry if this episode's a little
Also,
weird.
if you fucking liked 50 Shades of Grey, cool for you, but keep it to yourself. I feel like this is not a movie that you promote yourself liking.
I don't know. I don't want to meet the women who like this movie. I want to meet the guys who like this movie.
You think there's guys who like this
There's
movie?
got to be a Facebook group
Next,
like Husbands
we should
for
watch
Grey.
Magic Mike.
Magic Mike. What's that?
It's about male strippers.
Oh my God. What if I'm on Magic Mushrooms for Magic Mike? What if we do that episode?
I don't know. That would be interesting.
What if we do that episode?
As
Magic
long as you
Mushrooms
don't
for Magic
freak out.
Mike. I won't. How long? First of all, how long have
I've
you known
never
me?
seen you on mushrooms. I really don't.
How many times you seen me on psychedelics?
I've
though?
seen you on psychedelics, but I've also been on psychedelics, so I can't really recall.
Well, I'm gonna be fine. What's the worst thing that could happen in Magic Mike? A dog doesn't die or something, does it?
I don't know. I've never seen it. I'm pretty sure it's just dudes slinging dong.
Oh, you talking about a couple of swinging dongs?
Slinging.
I'm
All
sure
swinging.
Probably
I don't
swinging.
know.
They're
flailing.
That's the movie like the Chris Farley.
Channing Tatum.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Chippendales.
Okay.
Yeah, Chippendales. I would watch that. Magic Mushrooms for Magic Mike. That's going to be.
Oh my God, we're gonna have to do.
Oh my God, we're
special
gonna
episode.
do that episode Friday night.
I have plans Friday.
Oh fuck. Oh my God, we're gonna do that episode Saturday night.
Okay.
And we'll record it. And yeah, if anybody has any opinions on that movie, send them in prematurely. Magic Mike. Magic Mushrooms for Magic Mike, and I can.
Magic Mushrooms with Magic Mike.
Mm-hmm. Magic
What if
Mike's
you
what they
become one
called
with
me
the Magic
in
Mikes?
school. What if I?
And you become a stripper.
Oh my God, like a novelty act. Do you want a guy who looks like Tony Soprano showing up? Gabagoo. She likes to gabagoo. That'd be me. I got a hot roll of pepperoni in my shorts for you. Yeah. So.
Wow.
Yeah. I show up wearing a robe with a crow.
Classic.
Dude, I'm a stripper. I show up. I got a crow on my shoulder, and I'm humping the air, and the crow is just standing stoically, and to the point where you question if it's a real crow.
It is.
And then at the last second, I go,
Be gone.
Edgar, now, and he pulls the front of my trunks down with his beak and exposes my root.
Wow.
Yep.
Just the root.
Just the root. Yeah. Just unless they're tipping.
No.
If they're tipping
they
well.
have to tip. Actually, I think it's customary.
Yeah.
Well, I guess if you're not doing a good job.
And Edgar's my pimp. He's there to watch over me. And
Yes.
like if a woman reaches out and were to grab my penis and turn it like a
He would say
doorknob,
no.
he would peck their eyes out, and he would be like, he wouldn't say anything, but he'd pass me a note and be like,
Oh, right, because he can't talk. He's a bird.
he's a bird. He'd pass me a note, and it would say like,
No.
don't do that. They have to pay extra for that. You know, Edgar's gonna take care of you. You don't have to worry about anything because Edgar's here. You know. So, anyways, guys, we will see you next week for Magic Mushrooms
With Magic Mike.
I'm your host Caleb, and Lauren.
I'm here.
Lauren is here, and stay safe.
Stay stoned.
And watch movies. We love you. Goodbye.